Hey guys, Mark with Think Insurance. Today I want to talk about the car selling and buying. So how do you handle your insurance when you're selling a car and purchasing a new one? If you're just starting off this video, I'm going to give you the biggest hint right up front because I want you to know this instantly. If you're buying a car, no matter what it is, new, used, whatever the case is, and you have a car insured, make sure that you call your insurance before you buy the car. I would take the VIN number, they're going to need that, give that to them, and they'll give you a price of what it costs. Know that if you're going to have a loan when you didn't before, you're going to have to carry comprehensive and collision. That's to protect the loan, and you're covered if you hit somebody and your car's damaged. So no matter what, if it's not your fault, then if it is your fault or not your fault, it doesn't matter. It's covered up to the value of the car minus whatever deductible they give you. If you want to learn more about that, I'll put a link in the description below where it goes over the different deductible options where you can see the different pieces of a deductible. So this all spurred up because I actually am selling my car. It's a 97 Chevy Malibu. You guys thought I drove a Mercedes. I don't. I drove a 97 Malibu, trying to be as financially secure as I could. Haven't had air conditioning in 4 years now, and I finally moved up the next level where I'm purchasing a Chevy Traverse. It's amazing. I love the vehicle. It's kind of van dad style. I have 3 kids, so there's a little bit of a mix there, van / SUV mix. I'm definitely putting in a 10-inch screen, so it's going to look like a Tesla, and it's going to be my car. I don't know if you guys are out there have done any modifications, but I definitely have in the past. When I was young, in 18 I think I was, I had the Celica with the neon lights on a remote, 2 TVs in the car, one in the headrest, one on the dash, had TVs in the headrest, Xboxes in the back because that's when those were out, and the first guy to have wireless controllers. It was kind of cool, won some competitions, did the stereo stuff. There's all sorts of things, so that's kind of what got me into the auto industry and got me into the videos that we're teaching you today. Those pieces, knowing what I know now, weren't even covered, and I thought they were, so those are different videos that you guys are going to learn on this channel. Going back to the new vehicle is you want to plug that in. There's a couple things that you need to think about expense-wise. When you're doing that, you want to make sure that how long is it going to take me to sell my current car? Let's just assume a month. If you can't sell it in a month, there's probably something wrong, and we're going to have to work on finding a different solution. So if I'm buying a car today, even if I have POPD, adding the second car will add the cost of the insurance. In my example, my 97 Malibu is $1,000 more a year to add a third vehicle. I've got my wife's van, I've got my Malibu that I've been driving daily, and now I've got a Traverse added onto our policy. The Traverse in general didn't add any cost. If I flipped the coverages, it would actually be a little bit less expensive. But I want full coverage. So if I do full coverage on the vehicle, it's about $100 more per year. But because I can't get rid of my Malibu yet, I have a third or an additional vehicle that's going to increase the cost up to $1,000 more because I'm adding a full coverage onto it. Now that seems like a lot, but if you're doing it monthly, that's only about $85 a month. So if I don't sell the Malibu in the next 30 days, I'm losing about $85. I'm willing to take that risk just because that's there. Now, for you, if you're adding a second vehicle, what's going to happen is it's going to naturally give you what's called a multi-vehicle discount. So don't necessarily just assume that it's a great price, because once you pull the other car off, I just flipped you off. Once you pull the other car off, now you've just got one vehicle and that multi-policy discount falls off. That's why I recommend you check the one vehicle with the VIN replacing the current vehicle, not in addition to the other one. Okay, so you got the vehicle, you are picking it up today, you added the insurance onto it, and everything's great. You're going to have to know that in most states you have to drive it directly home. You typically, in my state in Michigan, only get 3 days until you can't drive it without a plate. So if you're gonna drive it home, just know in most states you'll have to look up on the state's website, but it's usually okay. Now, once those 3 days have passed, you shouldn't be driving it to the DMV to get it registered. Keep in mind you're gonna have to pay taxes on that. So whatever the bill of sale was in your state, if there's a tax for it, you're gonna have to pay that. In my state, it's 6%. So if I had a $10,000 loan, I'm gonna pay $600 for taxes for the vehicle. Now that's just the taxes. I have to pay an additional fee to transfer the plate from my old car to my new car, Or if I want a new plate, I'm going to pay an additional fee to purchase a new plate. On top of that, I have to register the vehicle. So I'm only paying the taxes. I have to pay the title or the fee for the plate. I have to pay the title transfer. So if I transfer from one person to me, it's usually $10-ish to title transfer over. I have to pay the registration to now register it in my name, which is tax, title, and registration. If you're buying it from a dealer, they're gonna do all of that for you. Now, if you do hit some hurdles where the cost of the car has gone way up, some things that you should look at is how long have I been with that company? If you've been with that company for more than 6 months or longer, the longer the better, then it's time to shop. You should look at other options for you. If you're not willing to shop or don't want to leave who you're with, then you should add an additional policy. That seems crazy. Why should I add additional policy? Well, if you have a home policy or a renter's policy elsewhere, then if you add it and combine it to your auto, you're gonna get up to a 20 to 30% discount depending on the company. If it's renters, sometimes it's cheaper or free because the renters is less expensive than the discount that you get on the auto. Just some tips for you. What I would recommend if you are gonna shop, I've got multiple videos. I will put one here. Otherwise, I'll have a link below where you can check some options as well. I'm Mark with Think Insurance. I'll see you in the next one.